today's class. In this class, we will discuss IPM and toxicology, which is having the highest weightage in JRF examination. Okay, without any late, we will start the class. Okay, and as every time I'm telling, be interactive in the chat box. The first question, given below are two statements. Statement 1, author of the book Silent Spring is David Watson. And statement 2, the main idea of the book Silent Spring is genetically modified organism. So what will be the option? So few students responded, Anchal Gupta, Rahul Nandi, Preeti Yadav and Chaya Sahu. It's B. Yes, both the statements are false here. Why? Because author of the book The Silent Spring is Rachel Carson, given in the year 1962. Okay. Rachel Carson, 1962. What is the main idea of the book Silent Spring? It's not the genetically modified organism. Okay. It's the indiscriminate use of pesticides. In that pesticides, the special concentration is on the DDT. Various effects of DDT, where we have read that the bird eggs are having the thin shells and there is a decline in the bird population. Why? Because the hatching process is not done. So such a is the idea of the book The Silent Spring, but not about the genetically modified organisms. Author of the book of Silent Spring is Rachel Carson, 1962, and its main motto or the main idea is indiscriminate use of pesticides, in particular to DDT. Okay, so the both statements will be false. So in the second question, we are having the list 1 and list 2, that is matching. Here on the one side, they are giving the sugarcane top borer. EDB means ethidium dibromide, then after telonimus, and the another one is mite. And this side, they gave the Tetranicus cinnamarius, that is one scientific name, and Triporhizon eviola, again scientific name, grain fumigant and insect bioagent. Hello, students, I am audible. The voice is clear. Students, am I audible? Okay. And in this second question, so we need to match it. So many students said C or 3. Sugarcane top borer is Triporhizon eviola or Scirpophaga eviola. Okay, Triporhiza is the previous name. Now current one name is the Scirpophaga. Then after EDB, that is ethidium dibromide, that is having the fumigant action, which is used in the grain fumigation, mainly in the stored grains or any warehouses. Telonimus, you know, it's a bioagent. And mite is the Tetranicus cinnamarius, that is red spider mites genus. Okay, so while connecting, what we are getting, A2, B3, C4, D1. Option 3 is correct. So many of the students gave correct answer. The first case of DDT resistance against insects globally was reported in the year. Yes. The first case of DDT resistance against insects globally was reported in the year. Only Rahul Nandi and Chaya Sahu were responded. That is 1947. Okay. In that, the organism which the resistance is observed is housefly. And this resistance was observed in Europe, then in the Sweden countries. Okay, and in the year was 1947. Then after in the year 1952, next the resistance was observed in mosquito. Okay, and in 1953, next in the case of household pest, that is the DDT resistance was observed in bedbug. Okay. Then after in 63, yeah, Shingara beetle. So these are the years and the organisms where in which they have shown resistance to DDT. Okay, and in the first resistant was in 1947, observed in the case of housefly, that is the Musa domestica. Then after, in case of veterinary importance or normal human pest and all, then the year in the 1952, the DDT resistance was observed in mosquito. Then in 1953, in the household pest case, the bedbug shown the resistance. And in 1963, the DDT resistance in agriculture pest, that is Shingara beetle, Galerusella birmanica. And in 1971, in the case of storage pest, they have observed the resistance to DDT, that is Tribolium castanum. Okay. Mm. Yes, that only have written 1953 bedbug. So if anybody want to take any screenshot of this, you can take. Okay. So this is about the DDT resistance. And while coming to the next question, they have given the degree to which a chemical is poisonous to the insect is its. The degree to which a chemical is poisonous to the insect is its what? What will be the answer for this? Yes, anyone? No one will responding. D. Toxicity, lethal dose, Yes, any other answers? Yes, any other answers? Read it carefully. The degree to which a chemical is poisonous to the insect. Yes, any other? Toxicity or hazard rating? Not lethal dose. There is no confusion between B and D. Lethal dose is completely different. Yes, any other answer? Sakshi Sahu B. Lethal dose? No. The degree to which a chemical is poisonous to the insect is toxicity itself. And lethal dose is different and hazard rating is different. Actually, the answer given by NTA is hazard rating. This one they have gave. But when we check the description for toxicity, it will also states that it is the degree to which a substance can harm an organism. So both the same. So here the option is toxicity. And the next question. That is the fifth question. How much pesticide spray solution is required to apply 12 liters of 50 EC insecticide formulation if the recommended application rate is 0.5? So anyone will tell the answer? Yes, anyone? I am waiting for your answer. Yes. So here read the question carefully. How much pesticide spray solution is required to apply 12 liters of 56 insecticide form 50 EC insecticide formulation if the recommended application rate is 0.5? For this we are having simple calculation. D by A into 1000 means there will be many methods for solving the problem. N1 V1 is equal to N2 V2 like that, but this is the most easy one what I feel. Okay, so it's a pesticide requirement. In this, D is the application rate and A is the available concentration, means that available product, and 1000 is the normal factor. Okay, so these are the things we will put. So here the pesticide requirement is D by A into 1000, and D is the application rate, the desired concentration we will tell normally, and A is the available formulation. So here 0 0 get cancelled, 5 ones होगा, 20 होगा, so 20 into 0.5 कितना होगा, 20 into 0.5 10 ml होगा, 10 ml. This 10 ml per liter. Okay, and here they are asking the 12 liters. So for 12 liters, simply 10 into 12, 120 ml. So answer will be 120. Okay, clear? Check. How much pesticide spray solution is required to apply 12 liters of 50 EC insecticide formulation? So this is the available concentration or available formulation. If the recommended application rate is 0.5, so the formula what generally I follow is pesticide requirement is equal to D by A into 1000. So D is the desired concentration, that is the recommended application rate, and A is the available formulation or available concentration. So here the recommended rate is 0.5 and available formulation is 50 into 1000 factor. So while doing cancellation we will get 10 ml, and for 12 liters we will get the 120 ml. So answer will be 120 ml. I hope everyone was clear with this. Okay. So while doing cancellation, so the next question. Worldwide resistance to inorganic pesticide was first reported in. Here they are also asking for giving 4 options: scale insect, mealybug, moth, and housefly. So what will be the option? So what will be the option? Yes, what will be the option? Yes, worldwide resistance to the inorganic pesticide was reported in. A, it won't become D. See, it is the resistant shown in the shown for DDT. This housefly is resistance to DDT in 1947, and this is the first case of DDT resistance. Okay, this is not, they are not asking for DDT, they are asking for worldwide resistance to inorganic pesticide. Okay, so here the answer is scale insect. What happened I will tell. So the Sanjo scale, the pest of apple, will show resistance to the lime sulfur. Okay, and it was reported in A.L. Milliander. Even though he observed in 1908, but the first documentation or the first publication was done in 1914. That's why we will tell worldwide resistance to the inorganic pesticide was first observed by A.L. Milliander, and he only reported it in the year 1914 in case of the Sanjo scale. That's why the answer will become scale. Specifically, it is a Sanjo scale. Okay. Next, given below are 2 statements. Statement 1 is Triton X100 is used as an emulsifier. Protein hydrolysate is used as attractant against fruit fly. So again, two statements we are having. What will be the like 1 and 2 statements are correct, 1 and 2 statements are incorrect, then one statement is correct but statement 2 is wrong, like that options will be asked. So Triton X100 is an emulsifier. Actually it is a surfactant. Surfactant, that too non-ionic surfactant, even though, but it also acts as an emulsifier, and this point you can see in the treatise book itself. So this statement is correct. And protein hydrolysate or yeast hydrolysate or yeast hydrolysate is used as an attractant against fruit fly. Okay, it is also correct. So here the both the statements will become correct. Again, matching question we are having. Match the list 1 with list 2. On the list 1, they are asking about the international pest and dead heart and spinosad and altocid on the left side. And on the right side, we are having the Chilopartellus, Schistosera gregaria and JH analog and microbial origin. So what will be the matching? Anyone? Few students responded it's A. Let's check whether it's A or not. International pest is our locust. That too desert locust, Schistosera gregaria. Dead heart is usual symptom of stem borers. So Chilopartellus. So spinosad is the microbial origin, specifically Saccharopolyspora spinosa, one actinomyceted soil organism. And altocid is JH analog. So A1, B2, sorry, A2, B1, then after C4, D3. Option 4 is the answer. Yes. Wanderlust gave wrong answer, but rest of the students gave D. Good. So again, the type of insecticide and example for it. So chlorinated hydrocarbons, organophosphates, carbamates and pyrethroids. And on the right side, dichlorvos, propoxide, DDT, fenvalvrate. So what will be the option? We know chlorinated hydrocarbons, example is DDT. Organophosphate is dichlorovos and carbamate is propoxide. Then after synthetic pyrethroid is fenvalvrate. So A3, B1, C2, D4. Option 4 is the answer. Here also again 4 is the answer. Good. Resurgence of whitefly is largely associated with excessive use of phosphomidone and excessive use of linden, excessive use of triazophos and indiscriminate use of synthetic pyrethroids. So what will be the option? And we have discussed this. So mostly we don't recommend such a type of insecticides in the field conditions. When even the pest stream is very extreme in condition, then only we will recommend it. Otherwise we will not recommend it. So here also many students again responding for yes, it's indiscriminate use of synthetic pyrethroids. What happened with synthetic pyrethroids? These synthetic pyrethroids will kill the natural enemies, whether it's parasitoids or predators or something else, they will kill the natural enemies, so that there will be a chance to higher resurgence of the secondary pest. Okay, in that secondary pest list, we will also get whitefly. So here the resurgence of whitefly is largely associated with indiscriminate use of synthetic pyrethroids. Okay. And next question, which one of the following is not a cultural method? Option 1 tillage, Option 2 light trap, option 3 resistant variety, option 4 pruning and thinning. So what will be the option? Yes, which one of the following is not a cultural method? Tillage, light trap, resistant variety, pruning and thinning. Yes, B. Light trap, you all know, light itself is a physical energy and it comes under physical control. Light traps comes under physical control and rest of the traps were mechanical. Okay. So other than light trap, tillage, resistant variety, pruning and thinning comes under cultural practices, but light trap comes under physical control. So 12th question, which one of the following is a carbamate? First one is thiometon, second one is tetradifone, and third one is lambda cyhalothrin, and fourth one is methomyl. So what will be the option? D again. So answer is methomyl, that is carbamate. This is correct. Okay. And thiametone is a OP compound, tetradifone is OC compound, and lambda cyhalothrin is synthetic pyrethroid. Okay. Thiametone is OP, tetradifone is OC, and lambda cyhalothrin is synthetic pyrethroid. And methomyl comes under carbamate. So the next question, which of the following is an insect growth regulator? Options are carbothione, second option is diflubenzuron, benzimadazoles and diphenturon. So which one is the insect growth regulator? We have discussed this. Insect growth regulators, chitin synthesis inhibitors, JH mimic and anti-JH mimics or precocins, then molting hormones, ecdysones and all we have discussed. So option is diflubenzuron. Diflubenzuron, it is a chitin synthesis inhibitor. Trade name is dimilin. And remember the chemical names and the possible trade names. Sometimes you may get matching from that. And carbothione is OP compound again. Benzimidazoles is fungicide. Okay. And diphenturon is thiocarbamate insecticide. Carbamate group only, in that only the subgroup thiocarbamate. And mainly this benzimidazoles, the regular frequent fungicide we use is made up of this, comes under this category, that is carbendazim. Okay, it comes under carbendazim. Clear? Which one of the following is the insect growth regulator? Is diflubenzuron, that is a chitin synthesis inhibitor. The trade name is dimilin. And carbothione comes under OP compound. And the third one is benzimadazoles, that is a fungicide. The major used fungicide is carbendazim, comes under that category. And diphenturon is thiocarbamate. Yeah. The first generation of insecticide era was the between years. Anybody knows? Many of the students were responding it's B. Yes, it's correct. The first generation insecticide era was between the years 1939 to 1942. And here we can see the one more slide of different generations of insecticide. Here we are having the first generation, second generation, third generation and fourth generation and their period or approximate period. First generation comes under 1939 to 1960. Second generation is 1960 to 70s and third generation 70 to 80s and fourth generation 1980 to present until the date we were using it. Okay. And the next question, from which part of the chrysanthemum cinerary folium pyrethrum is extracted? Very easy question from the botanicals. From which part of the chrysanthemum cinerary folium pyrethrum is extracted? From which part? From which part of the chrysanthemum cinerary folium pyrethrum is extracted? B, that is flower. Good. Pyrethrum is extracted from the dried flowers. Okay. And the next question, most BT cotton hybrid contains the genetic material. We have also discussed this. The most Indian BT cotton hybrid contains the genetic material. First option is Cry 1AB, second option is Cry 1AC, third option is Cry 13A, and fourth one is Cry 4 gene. So most of the Indian BT cotton hybrid contains of Cry 1AC. Even in Bolgard 1, Bolgard 2, Bolgard 3, the first genetic material or gene used is Cry 1AC gene. Okay, then only the rest of the things. In the next question, the insecticide not banned for application in crop pest management is? Either it's DDT, Alrin, chloropyrifos or BHC, that is benzene hexachloride. Okay. The insecticide not banned for application in crop pest management. What will be the option? Yes, C or 3. Yes, very good. Many students gave correct answer. That is chloropyrifos. And this chloropyrifos is specifically used for the termite management. Okay. And rest of the DDT, Alrin and benzene hexachloride, that is BHC, all of them were banned, but chloropyrifos was not banned. Very peculiar question and very important question. So many of the questions, even a single question comes like for every 2 to 3 years. The insecticidal property of DDT was discovered by Paul Muller in the year. The insecticidal property of DDT was discovered by Paul Muller in the year. Yes, 3C, good. It's 1939. But we need to know who synthesized it. Okay, and who got the Nobel Prize in which year. These 3 points about DDT are very important. Okay. So in 1873, Zedler synthesized DDT. Okay, and in the year 1932, Paul Muller gave insecticidal properties. Insecticidal properties. And in the year 1948, he got Nobel Prize for this. Who got? Zedler or Paul Muller? Paul Muller got. Okay. In the year 1874, Zedler synthesized the DDT molecule. Then in the 1939, Paul Muller discovered its insecticidal properties. Then after, in the year 1948, he got the Nobel Prize for this. Yes, many students responded Zedler, 1948 prize, 1874. Yes, good. So, cartap hydrochloride was isolated for the first time from actinomycetes and bacteria, annelid and protozoa. Cartap hydrochloride was isolated for the first time from whether it's actinomycetes, bacteria, annelid and protozoa. What will be the option? C. Neil Patel C. Gauri Shankar C. And Bhimaraya C. Yes, it's C. That is annelid. Yeah. Annelid from the marine annelid. Lumbriconeris heteropoda is the exact species of that marine annelid. Okay. Lumbriconeris heteropoda. In that, they have isolated the Neris toxin. In that, they have isolated the Neris toxin, which is very important. From Neris toxin, they have again derivated some of the products. Like bensaltap, thiosaltap, then cartap. Yes, bensaltap, thiosaltap and cartap. Thiocyclone 2. Gauri Shankar, D.S. Reddy more than sufficient for trade name के लिए. Yes, in that also it's there, and in group also. Long back I have shared one Excel sheet. Okay, so it is the updated trade names of it. So if you could read both the things, it will be well better for you. Okay. So cartap hydrochloride was actually a derivative product of the Neris toxin. Okay, and this Neris toxin is isolated from the marine annelid Lumbriconeris heteropoda. And derivatives include 4 compounds, that is bensaltap, thiosaltap, cartap and thiocyclone. Okay, in that the cartap is the one. Cartap hydrochloride, which is available in granule formation, which is used to control the borers and leaf folder in case of rice. Okay, and the trade name is Keldan. Remember, it's well and good. Cartap hydrochloride, Keldan. So the next question, which one of the following possess contact, systemic and fumigant actions? Which one? Which one will possess contact, systemic and fumigant actions? Is any options? Dichlorovas B, gaming confident B, Omkar B, Neil Patel B, gaming confident kuda dichlorovas. Yes, Nuvan dichlorovas, good. With the trade name he kept. It's dichlorovas, the chemical which is possessing the contact, systemic and fumigant action. Okay. And ethion is a non-systemic. Okay. And chloropyrifos is having the contact and stomach action, means stomach poison, contact and stomach poison. Trichogrammatids are parasitic on insect at which stage? Obviously from biological control. So very easy question. भी जुड़ते हुए please in between stop your personal texting. Be attentive and focus. Okay, trichogrammatids are egg parasites. Sorry, egg parasitoids. Trichogrammatids are egg parasitoids. Name the state consuming maximum amount of pesticides. First one is Uttarakhand, second one is Madhya Pradesh, third one is Punjab, and fourth one is Kerala. Name the state consuming the maximum amount of pesticides. That is Punjab. From the since Green Revolution, they were dumping the fertilizers and pesticides all the time. Punjab. It's the answer for it. And the recent case, whether you know or no, I don't know, in some areas of Punjab and Haryana, mostly in the time of Green Revolution, they were the major locations for the wheat production. So at that time, they dumped the fertilizers and many of the pesticides from that time to this time. So now what happened? All the chemical toxicity was reached to the ground level. Now they are having the contamination problem. Okay. Just now I started. Okay. And the next question, name the first transgenic crop which has repellent effect in insect. First option is Smart Stacks maize, next spring wheat strain cadenza, and the third one is Asian mega rice variety, and next one is the flavor sour. So what will be the option? Aura, name the first transgenic crop which has repellent effect in insect. They are not asking about the first GMO crop. They were asking about the First transgenic crop which has the repellent effect in insect. Tomato, it's not tomato. And Beemaraya Yamnor kept second spring wheat strain Cadenza. Yes, it's the second option, spring wheat strain Cadenza. I will tell. Smart stacks maize possess BT toxins. Here also. Okay. And the rest of the mode of action and all you know. BT. Then after spring wheat Cadenza will include, it will release some of the alarm pheromones. To deter aphids. Name the first transgenic crop which has repellent effect is, that is spring wheat strain Cadenza, which releases some of the pheromones to deter the aphids. So flavor sour is the tomato variety, the first GMO crop. This is also you know. Then the next 24th question. Yes, my students, BC. 24th question. Use of which of the following is useful in the management of insecticides resistance? First option, use of insecticides with the same mode of action. Use of synergist, doubling the dose of insecticides recommended, frequent release of natural enemies. So here they were asking about the insecticides resistance, for the management of insecticide resistance. So what will be the option? B, use of synergist. What will this synergist will do? They will enhance the toxicity. They will enhance the toxicity so that everything will die. And next 25th question, which of the following pesticide is not used in the storage warehouses? Option 1, malathion. Option 2, dimethoate. Option 3, deltamethrin. Option 4, dichlorvas. So one of the common thing is that all these three, 1, 3, 4 will be used in the warehouses, but dimethoate is used in the field conditions. Okay, mainly for Lepidoptera and pest we can use it. So here the not used in the storage warehouses is dimethoate. 26, insects use infochemical for intraspecific communication called as, what they will call? Simple intraspecific communication. Okay. Intraspecific communication molecules is pheromones. Okay. Next question 27th. Which of the following is used in pediculicide formulation? So now what is this pediculicide formulation? So this pediculicide formulation is for which kills the lice. It is the pediculicide formulation, and mostly for this purpose linden will be used. Means if you have any lice problem, most of the formulations will contain some of the percentage of the linden. So which can be used as a topical application purpose, linden. So the next, the 28th question, matching. Least one, cold storage, B, shaking the plants, and C, use of pheromone trap, and D is the destruction of crop residues. And ये बंद करो, हाँ AC चालू है ना, हाँ वो बंद करो. So least one contains cold storage, shaking the plants, use of pheromone trap, destruction of crop residues. And least two, cultural control, mechanical control, physical control, and behavioral control. What will be the option? Sorry, I kept phone here. A option, many of the students telling it's A. We will check. Cold storage, physical structure, visual controller, and shaking the plants, mechanical control. Use of pheromone trap, we were discussed, it's a behavioral control, means it will include behavioral pattern. And destruction of crop residues is cultural control. A3, B2, C4, D1. Yes, good. Option A. Many of the students gave correct answer. A. Barium carbonate is used as option 1 avicide, option 2 nematicide, option 3 rodenticide, option 4 miticide. Okay. Barium carbonate and avicide is the one which kills the birds, nematicide which kills the nematode, rodenticide which kills the rodents, and miticide which kills the mite. This thing you know. And barium carbonate is a rodenticide. Okay. Option C, many of the students kept good. So in the rodenticide, we know single dose poisons and multiple dose poison, that is simply called as acute poison and chronic poisons. In acute poison, barium carbonate and zinc phosphate will come, and in chronic, bromadiolone and warfarin will come mostly. Then the next question, which of the following is used as insecticide, fungicide, nematicide, weedicide 2? Yes. Which of the following is used as insecticide, fungicide, nematicide, and weedicide 2? Either it's diazinon, dodin, diuron, dazomate. Gaming confidently, diazinon. A. Read carefully. Which of the following can be used as insecticide, fungicide, nematicide, and weedicide? Single compound will play this many roles. Diazinon is insecticide. We know this. Dodin is fungicide. Diuron is herbicide. Dazomate is the answer. Okay. Dazomate is the compound which can be used as insecticide, fungicide, nematicide, weedicide too. Okay. So the 31st question, which of the following is used as a growth regulator against mites? First one is bifenazate, second one is propargate, and third one is hexithiazox, and fourth one is diphenturon. यस किरण सर JRF एंटोमोलॉजी की तैयारी कहाँ से करें? JRF एंटोमोलॉजी की तैयारी शुरू कहाँ से करें? You are asking now from where we have to prepare. कौन से बुक पढ़े? Okay. Which is a growth regulator against mites? Is hexithiazox. And this bifenazate and propargate are also miticides only. These both. And this is insecticide. And this one is carbazate miticide. This is sulfur ester group, I think. Sulfur ester acaricide. Yes. So which of the following is used as a growth regulator is all the three options, first three options like bifenazate, propargate, hexithiazox are miticides itself. But fourth option diphenturon is insecticide, and bifenazate comes under the chemical groups carbazate, and propargate comes under the sulfur ester. So here the growth regulator one is hexithiazox. Okay, so that one will become the answer. When the insecticide rules were brought into the force. First one is October 30, 1971. Second option, September 2, 1968. And the third option, September 24, 1954. Fourth option, February 3, 1914. So here you have to read carefully. Insecticide rules is clear. When the insecticide rules. Okay. But were brought into force. We all know insecticide rules were enacted in the year 1968, but they were coming into the force in the year 1971, specifically on the October 30. Okay, so October 30, 1971 will become into the force, and 1968 September 2nd, that will become the enacting day. Just any students responded? Yes, many students responded here. A free living non-symbiotic anaerobic bacterium is first one Chromatium species, second one is Bizarnica, and third one is Klebsiella pneumoniae, and fourth one is Clostridium pastrinium. So which one will become the option? A free living non-symbiotic anaerobic bacteria. So by seeing it only you should know that anaerobic. A free living non-symbiotic anaerobic bacterium is Chromatium Bizarnica Klebsiella pneumonia, that is Clostridium pastrinium. Okay. Which one among the following is a pneumatic sprayer? First one is foot sprayer, second one is stirrup sprayer, third one is sand compression sprayer, fourth one is rocket sprayer. So What is the principle behind the pneumatic sprayer? The compression of air should be done. So where that can be done? It can't be done in foot sprayer, stirrup sprayer or rocket sprayer. It can be done in the hand compression sprayer. So hand compression sprayer will be the option. Okay. So the basic principle of pneumatic sprayer is compression of air. Next question. The genome size of the baculoviruses range from, it's a direct question from the microbial control. It is from 80 to 180 kilobase pair. That is option D only. This one will become the correct answer. Okay. The genome size of baculovirus is 80 to 180 kilobase pair. Thirty-sixth question, statement 1. Soil solarization is relatively recent and sophisticated physical management of soil-borne nematodes utilizing the principle of moist heat. And statement 2. Soil solarization is relatively recent and sophisticated physical management of soil-borne nematodes utilizing the principle of synthetic pesticides. So what will be the answer? Yes, what will be the answer? Omkar C, Ashurai 3, Gaming Confident 3. So, soil solarization is relatively recent and sophisticated physical management of soil-borne nematodes utilizing the principle of moist heat. Is nothing but steam, that is the moist heat. So, option statement 1 will become correct and statement 2, nowhere we will use the synthetic pesticides. So, it will become wrong. So, statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. Option 3 is the correct answer. And the next question, given below are two statements. Bacillus thuringiensis acts as a stomach poison in insect. Statement 2, Bacillus thuringiensis is a non-cristalliferous entomopathogenic bacteria. So what one will be the option? Either both statements are correct, both statement 1 and 2 are incorrect, statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect, statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. So what will be the option? Bacillus thuringiensis acts as stomach poison in insects and Bacillus thuringiensis is a non-cristalliferous entomopathogenic bacteria are the statements they are giving. For this, many students responded C3. Why? Why statement 2 is wrong? Why statement 2 is wrong? Yes, anyone? Yes, what will be the option? Yes, it's a cristalliferous one. Good. Bacillus thuringiensis acts as a stomach poison. This statement is correct. Bacillus thuringiensis is a non-cristalliferous entomopathogenic bacteria. It's wrong. It's actually a cristalliferous bacteria. Okay. So statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. And while coming to entomopathogenic bacteria classification, we are having the spore formers, non-spore formers. And again in the spore formers and non-spore formers, we are having the obligate and facultative one. In obligate one, we will get the Bacillus papillae here in the spore former. And in case of here in the facultative, again we will get the cristalliferous and non-cristalliferous. In that cristalliferous is Bt. And again in the non-cristalliferous, Bacillus pericus or cereus, it will come. Then after here, in case of non-spore forming, again obligate and facultative will come. Okay, and in case of facultative, we will get Pseudomonas, Acrobacter cloaca, Pseudomonas aeruginus, Septicica. Any species of Pseudomonas will comes under crystal facultative one. Okay. You want me to draw the flowchart on the screen, or whether you will defer it from the PPT again? Good gaming confident gave reply. PPT, okay. 38. The insecticide recommended for the management of sucking pest through seed treatment is. So what will be the option? Omkar, draw it. Neil and gaming confidently put. Draw it, no sir. We will see. The insecticide recommended for the management of sucking insect pest through seed treatment is option A, imidacloprid. Okay, it is imidacloprid. Good. Many of the students again gave correct answer. The pest which can be managed by minimizing the field gleanings is option 1, pepper pollu beetle, option 2, coffee berry borer, option 3, coconut rheophid mite, option 4, cardamom capsule borer. While discussing the plantation crops, we have discussed this point, which can be managed by minimizing the field gleanings. Gleaning is nothing but removal of the leftover crop produce. So first time if you take all the harvest the crop produce, then whatever the remaining in the field, so that will be taken out. That process is called as gleanings. Okay. So and it is the major management practice for the coffee berry borer, which is usually done in coffee. Coffee berry borer. Field gleanings is used for coffee berry borer. Which one of the following is acaricide? Oh, already explanation is there directly. So first one is brodiphocium, that is rodenticide, esequinosile, fensulfone is nematicide, pyrazosulfuron is selective herbicide. So acaricide is esequinosile is will be the option. 41. Mustard as a top crop can be grown for the management of A. Cabbage borer, Hilula andalis. B. Diamond backmoth, Plutella xylostella. 3. Cabbage semilooper, that is Plusia. And fourth one is cabbage flea beetle, Philotrita. Which one will become? Yes, good students. 2 students have responded B. Yes, it's correct. It mainly mustard used as a trap crop for the management of Plutella xylostella, that is diamond backmoth. B. Second question. Match the mode of action of the given insecticide. There they were asking the pyriproxyfen, chloranthrone, ileprol, indoxacarb, propoxur, and here they were asking the mode of action like sodium channel blocker or inhibitor of acetylcholinesterase, JH mimic, and calcium channel activator, like that they were asking. Yes, what will become the option? Option A. Do you know what is pyriproxyfen is? Pyriproxyfen, you are thinking it's a JH mimic, but actually here a mistake is there. It's not a JH mimic. It's a JH agonist, anti-JH1, or you can call it as precocins. Okay, it's an anti-JH compound. It's not a JH mimic. In JH mimic, we will get the compounds like methoprene, hydroprene, kenoprene like this. And here in anti-JH molecules, we will have pyriproxyfen and phenoxycarb. Okay, two things. So pyriproxyfen. So here the appropriate option. See, the normal, directly we can't leave it. So appropriate option is JH1. So A goes to 3. And chlorantraniliprole acts as a calcium channel activator. Why? Because this calcium is required for the muscle concentration, and this chlorantraniliprole will work on the Raynaudin receptors. Okay, so entire depletion of calcium will occur. Thereafter, there will be no muscle movements or muscle contraction. Then after, the insect death will be occurred by paralyzing it. Okay, so indoxacarb comes under the group oxidizins, which mainly blocks the sodium channels, and propoxer, inhibitor of the acetylcholinesterase, that is carbamate group, propoxer. Okay, pyriproxyfen, anti-JH compound, chlorantraniliprole, calcium channel activator, indoxacarb is sodium channel blocker, and propoxer is inhibitor of acetylcholinesterase. So here option 1 is the answer. (43) Given below are two statements. Statement 1, fumigants are used in gaseous form for killing insects. Fumigants are liposoluble and mostly used against the stored grain insect. Yes, fumigants are in gaseous form, that's why it can kill the insect. So easily it can enter through natural openings. Then after, fumigants are also liposoluble, which is mainly used against the stored grain pest. So both the statements will become correct. Yes, few students responded like Chaya, then after Neil Patel, Atul Sharma, Preeti Yadav, Anshal Gupta. Yes, both the statements are correct. So 44, in which of the following transgenic crop pod PI2, that is potato proteinase inhibitor 2, has been employed for the insect control? So first one is rice against stem borer, maize against stem borer, that is Chylopatellus, tomato against Helicoverpa, and sugarcane against Chylosaccharophagus indicus, that is sugarcane internode borer. Okay, so which one will become the answer? Omkar A, Gaming Confident 3. The answer is tomato against fruit borer, that is Helicoverpa armigera. So what happens in this case? This potato proteinase inhibitor 2 will inhibit the production of digestive enzymes. Okay, even though it fed also, it won't be able to digest the fruit. So later on, gradually, the insect death will occur. So that is can be seen in the tomato, fruit borer, Helicoverpa armigera. Which class of Bt endotoxins are coleopteran specific? This also we have discussed in the revised microbial control class. We have discussed it. So we have, at that time I was giving the table for different cryproteins, then after their structure and molecular weight, then after the target organisms. Which class of beta endotoxins are coleopteran specific? Three. 3 is coleopteran specific, but what about 1, 2 and 4? Cry 1, cry 2 and cry 4. For which orders they are specific? Cry 4 is Diptera. Few students were responding Cry 4 is Diptera. Okay, good. Then what about 1 and 2? So Cry 1 is for Lepidoptera. Cry 2 is for Lepidoptera and Diptera. Cry 3 is for Coleoptera. Cry 4 is for Diptera. Yes. Cry 1 gene is for Lepidoptera, Cry 2 is for Lepidoptera and Diptera, Cry 3 is for Coleoptera, Cry 4 is for Diptera. Okay. And we are also having 5 and 6, and in that 6 is used for nematodes. Okay. 46. Classical biological control is one of the important tools for the management of invasive pests as per FAO's ISPM number is. So for this you have to read that ISPM number, that is International Phytosanitary Measurements. Here I will write the full form so that you can be confirmed for it. ISPM. Okay, this is the full form of ISPM, that is International Standards of Phytosanitary Measures. In that the classical biological control is included in ISPM 3. So rest of the ISPM were around 46 I think. You can read it from FAO website. Okay. Who was discovered the insecticidal properties of DDT? We were discussing from last 1 hour. So it's already completed. Paul Muller. See here there are two options. Paul Miller, Paul Muller. Only one letter is different. So sometimes some persons may give like this also. So while attempting, if this such is there, you have to check for the spelling also. See. So that is the importance. So here it is the Paul Muller. In the year 1939, and he got the Nobel Prize in the year 1948. So 48, crop rotation exerts most effect on pests having the narrow plant host range and a limited mobility. Yes, crop rotation exerts most effect on pests having the wide host plant range and limited mobility. No. If it is having the wide host population range, so what is the use of crop rotation? So the second statement is wrong. So mainly it is used for the narrow plant host range. Then only if we change one crop, so the pest can be controlled, or the disease might be also can be controlled. So it is the importance of crop rotation. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is wrong. Okay. So 43, Neonastus gregarious and Platygaster oryzae are natural parasitoids of which of the following pest? So many of us we know this is a Platygaster oryzae. Platygaster oryzae is a larval parasitoid. In many of the books they are given, but it's actually egg larval parasitoid. Okay. And Neonastus gregarious is also a parasitoid which acts at the pupal stage. It's a pupal parasitoid, and this is the egg larval parasitoid. Okay. So both of them were used for the rice gall midge. Orsiolia oryzae. Trichogramma species recommended against the rice leaf folder is. Yes, this is also easy, but all Trichogramma they have listed, only species they are changing. See, 2. What will become the answer for this? Chilonis? Yes, the answer is Chilonis. Trichogramma chilonis is used for the rice leaf folder, and Japonicum is used for YSB, and this Braziliensis is used for Helicoverpa armigera. Then after this, Minutum can be used for many of the loopers. Okay. And Chilonis and Japonicum, both the species can be used for the YSB. But Japonicum is more prominent or the more effective in controlling the YSB, and this Chilonis species is more effective for controlling the rice leaf folder. Okay. And Braziliensis is used for Helicoverpa armigera, Minutum for many loopers that we can use. Okay. Then after matching again, one side they gave books or theories and other side they gave the authors for it. So Silent Spring 1962, Raquel Carson we know. Then after biological control of insect pest is Paul D. Butch. D. Butch Paul. Okay. Then after theory and practice of biological control was given by Uffaker and Messenger. Then after social behavior in insect was given by IMS. Okay. So option will become A3, B1, C2, D4. Second one will be the option for it. Then the next question. Currently, the crystalline toxins obtained from the Bacillus thuringiensis are classified on the basis of serology, transgenic capabilities, and amino acid sequences and specificity. So, this classification or the crystalline toxins were classified on the basis of amino acid sequence. Okay. And anyone knows the person who gave that classification or nomenclature for it? Yes. Anyone? Let us see, will anybody knows or don't know? Yes? Anyone? Not Huffaker. Crickmore gave. Then the next question, 53. Least one natural enemy leads to pest, Telonomus remus, that we all know. It's under the fall armyworm. Okay, Scelionidae family member. So Gambusia affinis is mosquito fish. Mosquito fish. Means it will feed on the mosquito larva. Okay. Euglandina rosea is for snail. Then Acridodes tristis. This is bird, myna bird. It's fruit borer. A2, B4, C3, D1. A2, B3, C1. Second option 1 will be the correct. And for the NTA gave option is 1, but it's wrong. Answer is option 2. 54. A condition caused due to insect feeding which produces the symptoms of a disease in humans is termed as. What it is called as? Option 1, toxigenic. Option 2, toxicogenic. Option 3, phytotoxemia. Option 4, phytogenic. So for that you need to know something. Toxicogenic, yes, many students were responding, it's B. Yes, answer is B. Phytotoxemia, you all know. During the feeding, it through saliva, the toxins were released, and we can see the any burning symptom, and like that. In the case of hopper bun, phytotoxemia we know. Then after phytogenic is the one which is originated from the plant, any plant origin. This is also not correct. Then after toxigenic is the ability of an organism to produce toxins, is toxigenic. Okay. And using that toxins and causing some of the damage is known as toxicogenic. So toxicogenic will be the answer. Government of India had enacted the Insecticide Act way back in the year. See, here they have asked enacted the Insecticide Act. That is in the year 1968. And the force, when they come into force, is 1971. Next question. Anosis root rot disease is caused by wood decay fungus known as Fomus anosis, Anosis foam, Anomus subsignaris, Archichips species. So it is the Fomus anosis, and this Anomus is the pine plant, the pine tree, not plant, pine plant. See, pine tree. Okay, Anosis is the pine tree, and it is the wood decay fungus which causes it. And Fomus anosis, now its name is changed. Okay. And the next one, 57, given below two statements, pest management in humid areas is more complex because of the greater number of pest species which must be controlled. It requires an elaborate spray program for treatment of diseases. In statement 2, in arid areas, a less complex spray program may enhance the utilization of cultural practices and biological agents in pest management. So which of the following statements were correct or incorrect? Anything? Yes? Any options? See, read it carefully. Pest management in humid areas is more complex because of the greater number of pest species which must be controlled. Yes, it requires elaborate program for treatment of disease. This statement is correct. What happens in humid conditions? The conditions are favorable, so more number of the reproduction process will occur, so high number of offsprings will be there. So it will become a bit complex to control them. So for that we need a elaborate spray program, that is correct. And in arid areas, a less complex spray program may enhance the utilization of cultural practices and biological agents in the pest management. What happens in the arid areas means dry conditions. There will be no reproduction. If there also, there is only in minor quantity. So the number of pests will be low when in the arid areas. In that case, we don't recommend go for costly chemicals. So at that time, if the farmers were using the cultural controls and biological agents, it would be useful for them. So it enhances the utilization of cultural practices and biological agents. So this statement is also correct. Okay, so both the statement 1 and 2 are correct. And next one, matching question. List one, first generation pesticide, second generation pesticide, third generation transgenic pesticides. List two is highly toxic compounds, synthetic compounds, microbial insecticide, hormone analogs. What will be the option? So here, yes, what will be the option? No one is responding for this. So first generation is highly toxic compounds, that is inorganic chemicals. Okay. And second generation pesticides is synthetic compounds. This is also correct. Then third generation includes the IGRs, in whether it may be chitin synthesis, JH mimic or anti-JH, they comes under the third generation. They were hormone analogs. And transgenic pesticides, we will use one of the toxin gene, okay, like BT. So here microbial insecticides. So A1, B2, C4, then after D3. A1, B2, C3, yeah. So option will be D. Two students gave A, but it's D. See, third generation pesticide includes IGRs, that is hormone analog, and transgenic pesticides will include microbial insecticides, means the microbial gene or toxin, anything. And the next question, cultural practices include varietal selection, it will include pruning, it will include crop cover management, and weed control, it will include. Here picking is the mechanical practice, hand picking and destruction. So already it gave A and B or D are correct. Okay. So insects that have the potential to reach the pest status but normally suppressed by natural regulating factors are key pest, occasional pest, potential pest, then after regular pest. Before answering it, we need to know what are these pests. Key pest is the one which causes the more economical damage, or that is the major one or the key pest. That thing we know. Occasional pest is all the time. It will present, means the pest attack will be irregular. That is occasional pest. Potential pest to reach the pest status but normally suppressed by natural regulating factors. That is the potential pest. And regular pest, all the time it will cause us the damage. For every season it will attack the crop. So it is the regular pest. But here that have the potential to reach the pest status but is suppressed by natural agents, predators, parasitoids, that is potential pest. Then after, what is the mode of action of neonicotinoid insecticides? Option 1 inhibits acetylcholinesterase. Option 2 binds with nicotinic acetylcholine receptors. And option 3 blocks voltage gated sodium channels. And fourth option blocks chloride channel. So what will be the answer for it? Neonicotinoid insecticides binds with nicotinic acetylcholine receptors. Okay. And inhibits cholinesterase is OP and carbamates. But in carbamates, it is a reversible reaction. In OP, it's irreversible. And this blocks voltage gated sodium channel is oxidizins. Oxidizins. Okay. Like indoxocarbendol. See, in this paper only, we got 3 questions. First one is when the Paul Muller identified its insecticidal properties, and then now it is the when he got the Nobel Prize. Okay, Dr. Paul Muller got the Nobel Prize for the discovery of insecticidal properties of the DDT in the year 1948. This thing we know. In the Caribbean, the first case of the failure controversial due to attack on the beneficial non-targets in the area of biological control was the use of option 1 Rattus rattus, Maiba soliani, and Anolis species is the third one, and fourth one is Herpestis auropunctatus. So, due to which introduction it became the damage on the beneficial insects, the failure. Okay, they thought it will be the biological control, but it failed. So, that is Caribbean Island. They need to give full name here. Caribbean Islands. Okay, that is Herpestis auropunctatus. Small Indian mongoose. Small Indian mongoose. So Rattus rat, you know, it's a rat species, and these are reptiles, means lizards like. Okay. So actually it was introduced in the Caribbean islands. Then after, to control the Rattus. Okay. The rats in the sugarcane field. Then after, what it became? It became the pest on the beneficial insects. So it is the failure case, that is Herpestis auropunctatus, that is small Indian mongoose. This is our cute little mongoose. Yes, you can see. Mongoose nicely giving smile. Diameter of nuclear capsids in baculoviruses is 30 to 60 nm, 0 to 25 nm, and 65 to 90, 90 to 120. So I think it's 30 to 60 nm, A only. Okay. How many people are giving correct answers? All the time? Without even single mistake? Have you practiced these questions earlier? Or you were using some chat GPT or like that? Or some students will have hard copies of it, they will mark the answers and they will post it here. What's going on? And again, matching type of question, they gave kleptoparasite, inquilin insects, and hyperparasite and parasitoid. And here, insects residents in the shelter nest of other nest insects, and when insects steal the food and pillage. So kleptoparasite includes the stealing process. It will steal the food from the other nest, that is kleptoparasite. So it will become two. Then after, inquilin insects are which reside in other group of nest, other insect group of nest. Okay, so that is inquilin insect. Then after, hyperparasite, that is already a parasite, in that also again it's a parasite, parasitoid of a another parasitoid. So that is the hyperparasitoid. Then after, parasitoid, organism living in close association with the host. So A2, B1, C4, D3. What the? Oh, it's already highlighted here. Become bold. Okay. Kleptoparasitism includes stealing of the food from the other nest. And inquilin insects, they will stay in other insect nest. Okay. So hyperparasite, already parasite of another one, then parasitoid is close association with host. Then after, match list 1 with list 2. This is also simple. Yes. When I asked that question, Chaya Sahu, no sir. Neil Patel, hard work sir. If it is like that, it is well and good. Otherwise, you will be only lost. Silent Spring, 1962 is the answer. And Theory and Practice of Biological Control, 1 is the answer. And Biological Control of Insect, Pest and Weeds was released in 1964. Biological Pest Suppression, 2008. Mostly we know these things, the Silent Spring and Biological Pest Suppression. So here no need to that much worry. Directly option they have given A2. Only the single option is that. That is the second option. Okay. Site toxins belong to the class of toxins known as spore forming toxins, gut infecting toxins, pore forming toxins, wart forming toxins. So site means cytolytic toxins. Cytolytic toxins. Okay. Mainly the important character of this is pore forming. Okay. It's not A and B, it's not spore forming toxins, it's pore forming toxins. 69th question. Methyl eugenol mixed with the spinoside is used to manage Bactrocera rufamaculata, Bagrada cruciferarum, Bactrocera cucurbitae, Bactrocera dorsalis. So we know methyl eugenol is attractant to fruit fly. Fruit fly attractant. But to the which species? Bactrocera rufamaculata is stem borer. Mango stem borer. Bagrada cruciferarum is painted bug. Mustard crop, na? Painted bug. Then after Bactrocera cucurbitae is melon fly. And Bactrocera dorsalis oriental fly. And specifically methyl eugenol is used to attract the Bactrocera dorsalis. Okay, 4 will be the option. And 70 question, the important biological agents and their host. Rhodolia cardinalis, Cryptolemus, Montezeri, Telonomus, Ramius, Zygogramma, bicolorata are on the left side. On the right side, Maconellicoccus hirsutus, that is mealybug, which causes the Tukra disease in mulberry, the species. Spodoptera frugiperda is fall armyworm, this thing you know. ICAR JRF is cottony cushiony scale. Parthenium histophorus is congress weed. Okay, and Rhodonia cardinalis is Vedalia beetle, Cryptolemus montezeri is ladybird beetle, Stylonomus, parasitoid, Zygogramma bicolorata, all we know. So Rhodolia cardinalis is used to control the ICAR JRF, and ladybird beetle will control the mealybug, that is Maconellicoccus hirsutus. Telonomus, we know Spodoptera frugiperda. Zygogramma bicolorata is important on Parthenium histophorus. Okay. So what will be the option? A3, B1, C2, D4. Okay. 1 minute. And statement type of questions, the 71. Statement 1, barley is used as barrier plant around cauliflower to reduce the incidence of aphids and cauliflower mosaic virus. For this you need to know cauliflower mosaic virus is transmitted by aphids itself. So barley plant will be height, so it can be used as a barrier plant. So this statement will become correct. And statement 2, hydrophobic neem oil 70% effectively controls the mango anthracnose disease. Mango anthracnose disease is caused by Colletotrichum gliosporites. It's a fungi which causes the structure acervuli, uh, which forms the structure acervuli. So mango anthracnose is fungal disease. How fungal disease can be controlled for it? So fungal disease requires fungicides itself. So this statement will become wrong. So statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is false. Then after gram-positive bacteria given below are Actinomycetes, Clostridium, Mycobacterium, Nocardia. So if such questions come, if you know only, you opt for it. Otherwise, don't take any risk. So you might have the chance to lose the marks. So here, all of them are gram-positive bacteria only, A, B, C, D. Okay, that is the 72nd question. And 73, name the weed destroyer moth imported from Argentina and introduced in Australia during the year 1925. Option 1 is Lantana species, and option 2 are Orthisia insanis, and third one is Cactoblastis cactorium, and fourth one is Opensia species. So here they have named itself, they have given the moth, destroyer moth. So what is moth? Lantana itself, it's a weed. Orthia insans is a coccyid. It is a predator, the biological agent on the lantana. Then Opensia is again plant, weed. Then after what is remaining? Cactoblastis cactorum. Okay. Prickly pear moth. Yeah. Same question again, 74, name the weed destroyer. So this is the moth and it's native of Argentina. Okay. 75, a substance emitted by a non-living material that evokes a behavior or physiological reaction that is adaptively favorable to the receiver but detrimental to an organism of another species that may be found in or on living material itself. So this is the exact definition of anemone. Okay, it is the exact definition of anemone. Then what about the remaining options? Yes, we will see once chat box. So a substance emitted by non-living material that evokes a behavioral physiological reaction is this thing is anemone, and chiramone beneficial to the receiver. Anemone is answer. It is beneficial to the receiver, that is chiramone. So cinnamon is beneficial to both receiver and emitter. Alamone is beneficial to the emitter. Okay, this is the difference. Chiramone is the chemical which is beneficial to the receiver itself but not to the emitter. Cinnamon beneficial to the both receiver and emitter. Then after alamone is beneficial to the emitter itself but not to the receiver. Okay, this is the difference. And the next question, 76, LD50 is the dose or the amount of pesticide which would kill 50% of the test animals if ingested or absorbed through skin. And statement 2, LD50 is the concentration of a single pesticide which is lethal to 50% of the test animals if ingested or absorbed through the skin. So what will be the option? LD50 is the dose or amount of pesticide which would kill the 50% of the test animals. Yes, It's the dose or amount of pesticide which kill the 50% of test animals. So this statement is correct. The definition itself it tells. And LT50 is the concentration of a single pesticide which is lethal to 50% of test animals. It's wrong. How, if it is concentration, then how T will come? It's LC50. What will be the option? Few students were responding. One incorrect, two correct. Check it properly again. Who is that? Responding for that. Lethal time, gaming confidently, it's a lethal time, it's a LT. If it is concentration, then again it need to come as a LC. Okay, and I think few students were confusing it. So Shankara, then after gaming confidently, lethal time, time to paralyze. Yes, lethal time is time to knock down it. So here this statement is wrong. Don't get confused. LD50 is the dose. Okay, that is required to kill the 50% of the test population. So if you take 100 insects, it need to kill the 50 insects. That is the 50%. So LT is the time and LC is the concentration. So here this statement is wrong and statement 1 is correct. 3. One student, time to paralyze. Yes, it's a lethal time. Grandi Surya Ranganath. Hello. Hello, Mr. Ranganath. And 77, given below are two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. Statement 1 is biofumigation is used for the management of plant parasitic nematodes is done by using brassicaceous plants. Yes, it's true. Why? Because this Brassicaceae family will release glucosinates. Okay, glucosinates that are toxic to nematodes. And these glucosinates will be converted into isothiocyanates in case in the soil itself. So it is toxic. Then after statement 2, biofumigation for the management of plant parasitic nematodes is done by using the gramineous plants. Yes, it can be also done using gramineous plants. And mainly if you could remember during that melodine management, root knot nematode management, they will do the rabbing process. Means they will keep the some thick layer of the paddy straw, then they will burn it again. The ash will be mixed in the soil. That is process is called as rabbing. So it is also correct. So both statement 1 and 2 are correct. Hmm. 78. An insect whose feeding produces the symptoms of disease is said to be. Same question again. Previously also it is asked. It is toxicogenic. And phytogenic, I said plant origin. Allogenic is used in case of ecology. Allogenic succession will come. Means the changes that is acquired by the or caused by the external factors, that is allogenic. Then pyrogenic is the heat producing process. It can be any process that produces the heat. So that is pyrogenic, and here our option is toxicogenic. So the next question, ASTA project of IPM refers to the management of pest in. ASTA project, the name itself it tells. It's a cotton. And this ASTA is a village in Maharashtra. Okay, village in Maharashtra, and it was mainly the IPM in cotton crop. Okay, if you are having time, you can read this, having a very good articles in the Google. So how they have done IPM and how it is the highest succeeded IPM until now. So okay, so one of the successful case study regarding the IPM. So in India, The restricted use of DDT is permitted in the field of animal husbandry, agriculture, human health, poultry and piggeries. Mainly it is restricted use of DDT is permitted in the field of human health, not for the poultry and animal husbandry and agriculture, but it can be used in the, it's restricted in this. Then after 82, statement 1, methoprene, hydroprene, phenoxycarb are juvenile hormone analogs. And statement 2, juvenile hormone analog do not kill the insect but prevent the developmental of larval stages. So here, what it means, JH analog means, it's nothing but JH mimic. So here the first two, methoprene, hydroprene are only JH mimics. Phenoxycarb is anti-JH1 or the precocin. Anti-JH compound. And juvenile hormone analog do not kill the insect but prevent the development of larval stages. Yes, this is the mechanism of that. It's 2. Statement 2 is correct. And statement 1, so if I would be there, I would prefer statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. Okay. But what NTA gave is both the statements are correct, but they were not correct. Why? Because phenoxycarb is an anti-JH compound. Only methoprene, hydroprene are the JH mimics. So 83, which is a coccinellal predator of mites in grapes? Coccinella septum punctata, Stithorus rani, and Skiminus coccivora, and Phytocylus persimulus. So all these are predators on mites only, but coccinellid predator of mite in grapes, that is Stithorus rani. Okay, second one will be the answer. The Japan has lifted its 2-decade-old ban in 2006 on the import of Indian mangoes on the condition that the fruit flies are subjected to. So this is the many students have even posted in the group. I have seen many times. So first option is hot water treatment, irradiation, vapor heat treatment and fumigation. For this answer is vapor heat treatment. It's vapor heat treatment, where the fruits are subjected under some specific temperature and all, and the pulp temperature should go for 43 to 44 degrees centigrade. Okay, at the relative humidity of 90%. So for this answer, the NTA gave is hot water treatment, but it's wrong. The answer is vapor heat treatment. Don't get confused. If whether this question comes in 2026 also, go for vapor heat treatment only. Okay. Then after next question, 85. Telonomus remains Gambusa affinis and Buforana and Acridotherus tristis. And this side fish, toad, bird, parasitoid. We know Telonomus remiss is a parasitoid on Spodoptera frugivipara, fall armyworm. And Gambusa affinis is the mosquito fish. So it is the fish. Buforana is a toad. And Acridotherus tristis is a bird in a mina. Then after A4, B1, C2, yes, it's first option itself. Only here, only 4 is there. So next question, if the acute dermal median lethal dose LD50 of an insecticide is 50 mg per kg, then one is 50 test insects can be killed with 50 mg toxin, and second option, one test insect can be killed with 50 mg of the toxin, and third one, 50% of the test insect can be killed with 50 mg of the toxin, and fourth one, 50% of the test insect will be killed in the 50 minutes by 50 mg of the toxin. So the LD50, we have said, what is the LD50? The dose required or the amount of the pesticide required to kill the 50% of the test population. There it won't discuss any time or any concentration. If the concentration comes, it will become LC50. So here it will not be the this. One test can be killed 50 mg of the toxin, no. So LD50 is 50% of the test insect can be killed with 50 mg of the toxin. So here option will be 3. And here there were no of time discussion in LD50. So here this will also wrong. So option will be 3. 50% of test insect can be killed with 50 mg of the toxin. Then FAO guidelines on establishment of pest-free area. Sorry. FAO guidelines on establishment of pest-free areas for fruit flies are dealt under ISPM 8, ISPM 16, ISPM 26, ISPM 30. Actually, it is dealt on the ISPM 26. Okay. So now we can see from couple of years, these many questions are coming from ISPM. Okay. Parasitoid Allotropa phenococca, Hymenoptera and cotton mealybug, Phenacoccus solenopsis. Is a primary parasitoid, hyperparasitoid, gregarious parasitoid, Adelpho parasitoid. Okay, it's a primary parasitoid. Rest of the things you know. Primary, primary parasitoid. Okay. And the next question. There they have given the chemicals, again this side the mode of action. And this question is actually repeated. Okay, pyriproxyfen, chlorantraniliprole, indoxacarb and propoxur. And here this side sodium channel blocker, then after acetylcholinesterase inhibitor, indoxacarb, JH mimic and calcium channel activator. So what will be the option for this? Pyriproxyfen, we all know. Already it's an anti-JH compound. So here appropriate option is 3. Then chlorantraniliprole is calcium channel activator. Indoxacarb comes under oxidizing group, sodium channel blocker. Then after propoxur comes under carbamate acetylcholinesterase inhibitor. So A3, B4, C1, D2. First option. Okay, 89 will be the first option. Then 90 given below are two statements. Statement 1 is Bacillus thuringiensis effective against the mosquito. Statement 2, Bacillus paricus is effective against the mosquito. So what will be the option? Gaming confidently 4. See here, Bacillus paricus is effective against the mosquito. This thing we know. What happened with the system? Bacillus paricus is effective against the mosquito. This thing we know. And Bacillus thuringiensis is having the subspecies in it. Okay, Varkarstaki and Israelensis, and that Israelensis species is effective against the mosquito, but specifically they have not mentioned it. And in what context they asked, we don't know. So here, this statement will become wrong. If they mention anything, Varkarstaki or Israelensis like this, we can expect. So if it is not there, so don't go for both options are correct. Okay, both statements are correct. So here one statement will be incorrect, but statement 2 will be correct. Great teaching, Raghu sir. Israelensis. 91. Match list 1 with list 2 and their side Acrosa species and Neophobia, Chemosterilant and Tomafarin. And this side we can see the colchicine, multiple dose poison, sweet flag, then after single dose poison. So across species you should know it is the sweet flag. So in that many species are there, so simply they give species. So it is the sweet flag. And Neophobia is a single dose poison. This both Neophobia and Tomafarin are the rodenticides. Then after chemosterilant is colchicine. Tomafarin is multiple dose poison. A3, B4, C1, D2. Yes. Fourth will be the correct option. Yes, many students gave Shankara and Gaming Confident 4. Good. If you are giving genuinely without any cheating, it's good. Yes, no. Okay. The ETL for insect vectors in the pest management is 0, 0 to 0.5, 1 to 1.5, 2 to 2.5. So actually the ETL for insect vectors is 0. Even one insect can cause the damage or transmit the disease. So actually it should be 0. But here we couldn't find any A. So most appropriate option will become 0 to 0.5. A and B only. Okay. Then 93. Management of pesticide use is not an integral part of IPM. Statement 2. IPM is not to refine the pesticide application recommendations. So what will be the answer for this? Yes, management of pesticide use is not an integral part of IPM. IPM is not to refine the pesticide application recommendations. What will be the option? Both Gaming Confidente and Chaya Sahu kept B, that both the statements are wrong. Why? Because management of pesticide use is an integral part of IPM. IPM contains different roles like cultural, physical, mechanical, then what else there? Biological control, and at last the chemical control. So here they have mentioned it not. So this statement will become wrong. Then after IPM is not to refine the pesticide applications. Obviously in IPM the chemical control is included. So it tells when the pesticide application should be done. So this is also wrong. Both the statements are false. Then Paraquetus pseudoinulata is a biocontrol agent of prickly pear, water fern, siam weed and crofton weed. What will be the option? Yes, anyone? Yes, I am waiting for your response. Somebody said C, siamweed, and somebody gave the scientific name Chromoleana odorata, that is siamweed itself. Okay, Paraquetus pseudoinsulata is biocontrol agent of siamweed. Then after, among the entomopathogenic bioagents, which contribute the most in biopesticide market share in India? What will be the share? Whether it's bacteria, fungi, protozoa and virus. What will be the option in the context of India? Yes. Anyone? Many students kept A, others Jaishwal put 2. So, what in India? Among the entomopathogenic bioagents, which contribute the most in biopesticide market share in India? That is fungi. Why? Because we will have hardly we will use trichoderma, different species of trichoderma. Okay. So mostly trichoderma production is more in India. So it is the fungi. Then after, if it is in the context of normal entire world, if not India, okay, we will write here. If not in India, or the general case. If it is general case in the entire world context, then it will becomes the bacteria. Okay, don't get confused. 96. Predaceous insect which restrains its prey by sheer mechanical strength and then tears it into two pieces with a powerful mandibles. So here they have the first itself, they said it's a predaceous insect is one thing you need to observe. Predaceous insect, predaceous insect they have given. Then after it should possess powerful mandibles. So cockroach itself is not a predator. Then after might won't have that much. Then after we are left over with grasshopper and mantis. But they have telling it having possessed the powerful mandates and mechanical strength. Mostly grasshoppers are phytophagous insect. So the answer will become mantis. 3. Which one of the following pertains to classical biological control is ISPM3? It's not MP3, it's PM3. Okay. Classical biological control is under 3. Then which of the following is a non-ester pyrethroid? So everything here what you are seeing, etofenfros, L-ethrin, cypermethrin, deltamethrin, all these methrins are synthetic pyrethroids. So the leftover non-ester pyrethroid is etofenfros. Okay. Then after the third generation pesticide is, we have discussed already generations. We are having first generation pesticides, then after second generation pesticides, third generation, fourth, fifth also we are having fifth generation pesticides. And the first generation pesticides will include inorganic chemicals. Okay, and second generation chemicals will include synthetic compounds. Okay, then after third generation includes IGRs that include chitin synthesis inhibitor, JH mimic, anti-JH mimic and all. Then after fourth and fifth will include synthetic pyrethroids. Okay. In synthetic pyrethroids are also again we are having first generation synthetic pyrethroid, second generation synthetic pyrethroid, like that. So it comes under that classification. So here methoprene, that is the JH mimic, comes under third generation pesticide. 100th question. The process of evaluating biological control or other scientific and economic evidence to determine whether a pest should be regulated and the strength of any phytosanitary measures to taken against it is pest risk analysis. The direct definition of pest risk analysis. It's pest risk analysis. The insecticidal activity of Bacillus thuringiensis crystals was first demonstrated by Hanne, Ishwata, Berliner and Whiteley. So here bit confusion was there even in 2025 paper, but it's very clear in books. Okay. So Ishwata is the person, Shignate Ishwata, identified this BT from the deceased silkworm, that is Soto disease itself. Okay. Then after Berliner, again isolated it from the flower moth, Epistia cunella. Okay, he had isolated from Germany. So from the pest thuringen, he named it as thuringiensis. Then after, the insecticidal activity was given by 3 scientists actually, along with Hanne, James. Sorry, it won't be there. James. Then after August. Hanne, James and August, these are the 3 scientists who gave the insecticidal activity of Bacillus thuringiensis. So in that they have given the one scientist, that is Hanne. Okay. And this last one is Whiteley. I don't know whether it is visible or not, but it's Whiteley. Okay, this is Whiteley. Hofte and Whiteley in the year 1989, I think. 1989, they have gave the nomenclature. Then after of that amino acid sequences in the BT, cry proteins and all. Okay, so that is given by Hofte and Whiteley. Then Ishwata, Soto disease, Berliner, Epistia cunella was isolated, and Hanne, James and August were the 3 scientists included in giving the insecticidal activity of BT. Again, LC50. LC50 is the concentration required for a given insecticide to kill the 50% of exposed insect. See, same like LD50, lethal dose, LC50, lethal concentration. Here the statement was correct. And EC25 is the concentration required for given insecticide to kill the 75% of exposed insect. So this is wrong. So what EC tells the amount of active ingredient in it. So it won't tell about whether to kill the insects or not. It is the amount, that active ingredient in that particular chemical formulation. Okay, so this statement will become wrong. So statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. Second option. Third one, the fumigant commonly used in granaries against insect, pest and rodents in India. See, again a different one. They are asking for the insect pest. They are asking for the insect pest, then after even for rodents also. So if whether they have asked single for rodents, then it will become zinc phosphate. So either they include insect pest and rodents, it will become the aluminum phosphate that will release as the phosphine gas. Okay. And Pusa bin is this thing you need to read in storage pest. So Pusa bin is made up of mud storage structure, bitumen is made up of coal tar drum bin, then after Hapur bin is Kotis and stone bin, Chitor bin. Okay, the option is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the compound used in cockroach baits is thallium sulfate, formaldehyde, boric acid and metaldehyde. Metaldehyde is a molluscicide. So this won't become the option. So formaldehyde is a chemical used for preservative. But specifically used in cockroach bait is boric acid. You can find this point in EEE. Then after, which of the following pests are secondary feeders? And in case of storage pest, we have discussed already. In storage pest, the primary pest, then after secondary pest. In primary pest, again internal feeders, external feeders, and secondary feeders includes flat grain borer, long-headed floor borer, beetle, flat grain beetle and long-headed floor beetle, sawtoothed grain beetle, and all. So these three insects acts as a secondary feeder. So option will be all of the above. Statement 1, bioaccumulation refers to the increase in concentration of a toxin in an organism over time. Biomagnification refers to the increase in toxin concentration as it moves up the food chain. So see, these are different words, bioaccumulation and biomagnification. Okay. So bioaccumulation refers to the increase in concentration of toxin in an organism over time. It's bioaccumulation, accumulation of toxin itself. So if toxin accumulated, the concentration of toxin will also increase. So it is the correct statement. And biomagnification is increase of the toxin concentration across the food chain or food levels. Okay, that is the biomagnification. Here the both the statements are correct. And 108, name the committee which approves the BT crops in India. Insecticide Registration and Action Committee, that is IRAC. And Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, Asia Pacific Plant Protection Commission, Insecticide Resistance Action Committee. Here they have given IRAC. So any BT crop should be approved by the higher authority, that is Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. Okay. B. So with this we have done with IPM and the toxicology. Okay. So while discussing about the biological control, the important portion is from the DS Reddy. The table will be there where the weeds and their biological control agents. Okay, that is important. And while considering the point of toxicology, the chemical trade names and insecticide classification. Then after insecticides, mode of action is important. See, if you see many questions, like 2-3 questions were asked from mode of action. And about IGRs, in that chitin synthesis inhibitor, then after JH mimics anti-JH and ecdysones and all molting hormone inhibitors, that is anti-MH compounds are called as ecdysones. So like this, these are the important compounds you need to study well. And toxicology should be revised again and again. So what is LC50, what is LD50? That confusion should not be there. Okay. So with this, the session is closed. So I will stop here. Rest of the thing is normal. Okay. Thank you students for your kind cooperation and all. So same thing. Revise well. Don't leave anything. Okay. Bye.